Okay, so I couldn't resist today. I've spent the day sorting out this spare room here, which I've basically turned into an engine rebuild room. I've got some pictures which I'll post up on local pages because I didn't bother filming any of it, but I think it was perfectly made in 1900 to rebuild an A-series engine. Perfect. Anyway, I've got this, which is my temporary parts washer, and basically all it is a tub. I bought a brush yesterday, a parts washing brush, £3 including free delivery. I've got a couple of other bits, an old dog thrower, ball thrower, which I've sort of cut and used to scrape bits of gunk off before I put it in here. I've got a couple of different brushes. So the petrol, I've actually used petrol. Some might say, well, it's bloody dangerous, which it sort of is, but it also stinks as well. But I didn't want to waste the petrol. There was about half a tank in left over in the tank, but I also didn't want to put it in like my mower, or definitely not my car. If you can see here, I don't know if you can see because the bottom of the stand has got bits on there, but in the petrol, one, it's pretty discoloured, but two, there's loads of bits of sort of gunk and crap in there. So here's my temporary parts washer. There's the petrol tank, and I've done it sort of outside, so there's decent airflow because it stinks. I've also got a lid for this as well, which when I've finished I'm going to cover, so it's safe. I've got a fire extinguisher here just in case. So yeah, I couldn't resist. I was going to leave it because I didn't want to film over 2 days. I was going to just film it in one hit, but after setting the room up, getting it all sorted, I couldn't resist but take the rocker cover off and give that a clean, because one, it's just an easy job and it's really satisfying. So here goes. Okay, so I'm just in the process of taking off the rocker assembly. Now, this is where the dyslexia kicks in a bit, because it just so happens that I've put the engine onto the bench here with the gearbox here and the engine this way round. In the Haynes manual, we've got the loosen and tighten the cylinder head nuts in order shown. So there's a numbered sequence, but it just so happens that on the numbered sequence, the engine's turned round and I'm struggling to relay it. So the best thing, I've thought, is to just turn it upside down and do it. And that works fine. I don't know why, it just does. Okay, well, there you go. I found that much easier, ironically enough. No problem reading the numbers upside down, but having to read it that way with the thermostat housing on the other side, it was throwing me off. So just turn the diagram upside down, no problem reading the numbers upside down. Fantastic. Right, so they're all loose now, so I'm going to go ahead and take those off. No, I'm not. I've missed one. I say no problem. Oh yeah, last one. Okay, right. I'm just going to go and draw a template so I can take these bolts out and put them in. Okay, so we've managed to get the top part off here, so we've got the rocker cover assembly. Now these, it looks like well, morning guys, another day of it, so I'm a little bit restricted on what I can do in terms of taking the, I think it's the front crankshaft. It's a large, I think it's like a 42 or a 45mm spanner I'm going to need, and I haven't got that, so I've got one on order coming. So we're just going to work around what I'm able to do. I also want to take the springs off of these rocker pistons. And I need the tool for that as well, because these are obviously under compression. You need to compress the spring to take the caps off the top, so we'll wait for that tool to come as well. So I had a look. We're going to take off the clutch for now, see if we can get this end plate off, and then we can wash them. It'll be fitted with a new clutch, and I've just looked at the pressure plate on the end of the gearbox. Luckily that hasn't worn down to bare metal completely, but it's very close. So yeah, new pressure plate, new clutch. We'll take a look at the flywheel as well, and hopefully that's okay and won't need replacing. So I've had a look at the specs in the Haynes manual. This is obviously under tension. These have got springs in here, and it's under tension, under pressure. So we're going to undo these bolts a quarter turn in a star pattern to release the pressure evenly until we can finger tighten them off. Let's get cracking. Okay, let's take a closer look. So it doesn't look too bad. We've got, I don't know if you can see, we've got some scratches, but it's not too bad. That's about it. So it's just that one section there. So whether we need new flywheel or not, we'll have to see. The clutch itself, obviously we're going to replace this anyway, but again it doesn't look too bad. It is worn, but not too bad. So let's see if we can remove the flywheel next. Okay, so this is what the Bible says. Having removed the clutch, what we've just done, the flywheel and engine plate can be removed. It is only possible for this operation to be carried out with the engine out of the car. Bend back the locking tabs from the 4 bolts which hold the flywheel to the flywheel flange on the rear of the crankshaft. Unscrew the bolts and remove them. Easy. Right, okay, so here is my Frankenstein setup to try and get this flywheel off. Obviously these 4 bolts are really on there, and the tricky thing is to not allow it to turn the crankshaft. Now, like I said before, we could put a breaker bar or something on the front to hold that nut in place and stop the crankshaft from turning, but I don't have a large enough spanner. I think it's like a 42mm, something like that. So Haynes manual couldn't help, so I had a look at trusty old YouTube and various methods. There is a tool you can get, we haven't got it, so we're trying this. So I've attached a longer bolt in the top of the engine plate here, and then I've put a screwdriver into one of the teeth, and I've just put these mole grips here just to try and help stabilise it while I apply some pressure to this bar. So let's see how we go with that. The trick is I'm applying pressure downwards so that when the flywheel moves this way, this screwdriver digs into the teeth. Oh, there we go. Right, let's try the next one. Wow, that's really got some weight to it. Now, I have seen on YouTube that you can get new lightweight flywheels. What the implications of that are, I don't know. Maybe there are no implications, it's just a lightweight version and you can just put it on there. So, well, that's that. Okay, so on to the next bit, which is the engine mounting plate. Might as well just start. Now, just while I'm doing this, once this is off, this can be painted, so we can take this off, we can give it a clean and get it painted. I've ordered some BMC racing green, that should look really good.